Congrats! Welcome to episode number 15 of the Gaming Frontier podcast. Best podcast in the gaming industry, at least in this nation. I'm not sure about the rest of them. My name is Guillermo Vizcaíno and I will be your host for today. And as always, my very good friend Adolfo Aguirre is here with me to be my co-host. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, doing great, very excited as every single week to be here on this wonderful studio with you to talk about some gaming stuff, about some video games. Very cool.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. This podcast is part of Gaming Frontier's YouTube channel where you can find gaming-related content throughout the week. Mm-hmm. The Gaming Frontier podcast is a weekly show where the two of us discuss the latest news in the gaming industry, our thoughts, predictions, and in short, everything you can come to expect from a gaming YouTube channel. And today we're jumping right into news. We have no discussions. We'll be talking...
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had one. Yeah.
Since we didn't have any discussion to begin the show, any beta or anything at all in that matter.
Yes, we'll be having some soon though, because E3 is coming, so that's gonna be filled with it.
Yeah.
But let's go and move to news and announcements, and we've got some of those and some very, very cool ones, I think. First of all, let us meet Ludens. Ludens is, as you may or may not know by now, the mascot of Hideo Kojima's new studio.
The new mascot of Kojima Productions,
yes,
right?
Yes, he's been teasing for a while now on his Twitter account. Bits and pieces here and there. He asked us, if we knew he was something else. The secret was in his logo. He then proceeded to show us the concept art, if you may, for the character. And he seems to be a skull in an astronaut armor suit or of some sort. What do you think of it? People are seeing it right now on screen. What do you think of our friend Ludens?
It's super cool.
Yeah, it looks sick.
Super cool. Very spacey like. Very. I don't know. I mean, granted, the picture they released is very detailed. A lot in there, but also there isn't much to get from the game by watching this image. But I'm looking at it, and if you look closely at Ludens' head, at the helmet, you can see sort of through it, sort of like a skull.
Yeah,
like it doesn't look human. I think maybe humanoid, but maybe it's like a skull. Or a robot inside of it. I don't know. I'm not sure really what to gather from it. But just by looking through the helmet, it looks kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is really an action game, or if Kojima is getting a bit into horror with this. I don't know. I'm intrigued a lot by this. Just look at it. It looks, like the helmet, like his or hair. I don't know, head, her face, his or her face, whatever. Just look at it. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's intriguing. Actually, if you look close enough, you can see it's almost robotic.
Yeah, it looks very mechanical.
Yeah,
the face, like it doesn't like his facial expression doesn't look smooth enough to look as a human. Looks very polygonal in a way that makes him or her or it look like a machine, like a robot.
Yes.
And that's something that I just noticed. Looking at it right now, it's wow. Okay. So
very interesting. It's also very Inception-like with the flag with its own logo behind him.
that's also pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm wondering if the logo, if the studio's logo will play any role at all inside the game.
Right.
It could be interesting. Kojima's a crazy man. Kojima's a very, very crazy dude that always comes up with crazy new things. And to be honest, I can expect almost anything from him in that way. I can expect him doing some crazy stunts with either the studio's name, the logo, and this character in the game, and just blowing us away. And funny thing, I think that we talk about Kojima every second or third show of our podcast, because he's the man. You know, it's like having a classic rock music show and talking about Led Zeppelin, right? It's a gaming show has to talk about Kojima in a way, and
well, the man is newsworthy, so
absolutely.
Yeah, every time he does something, it seems to be, to make a splash big enough for everyone to notice. And I mean, going back to the suit, it's I just noticed that the suit itself, it's an extravehicular creative activity suit. Like, okay, very suited for if you're using it for a studio, right? It makes sense for it to be creative.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think Kojima is the kind of guy and the kind of person in this industry that really likes to hit things in plain sight. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked to see someone finding some kind of clue or some kind of secret hidden within this image. Finding, I don't know, some hint to what the game might be, to what, to what the thematic is going to be going towards now. Or it could mean nothing, right? It could be absolutely nothing. It could be just the mascot for the new studio, and that's it. But
I think there's more in this.
Yeah,
just by knowing Kojima.
Exactly, that's the magic about Kojima. He really is that kind of person that you can either be super, he can be very secretive and very, very intriguing in this way, making you be a detective and find clues, or he can just be a regular guy with just a new mascot. But I agree. I think there's something else hidden
absolutely. And Kojima is the kind of man that puts a lot of attention in detail. He's the kind of dude that everything is there for a reason. So like every single piece of text on the suit means something else. I think so. He clearly put that over there for a reason. And the text that you just read, extravehicular creative activity suit, is there showcase for a reason. Like he intentionally put it there on that spot of the body, on that angle, and took the screenshot on that angle of the character for a reason. So everything means something always with Kojima.
Right.
And still, that still doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it also tells us that there's a lot of detail going on around this. Yes. And I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about this, and I can't wait to see more.
Yeah,
of Ludens.
Exactly, more
Kojima.
of Ludens and Kojima and the game, whatever it is they're working on.
Yeah,
we can expect some big things, and I think we can expect some more news either this E3 or, as we said before on a previous episode, on PSX.
Yeah,
probably.
That's on December, right?
Yeah. It's on the last. Yeah. It's on Q4 sometime around there.
I'm pretty confident that we're gonna be able to see something at E3.
I hope too.
And if we do, that would be a big one for Sony.
Yeah,
a big one.
It will. Yeah, especially. I mean, Sony has. I'm sure they're gonna have a great show. I don't have a doubt in my mind that they have the games to make a great show. I don't know how good of a show it's gonna be in terms of how much time are they going to spend on VR, how much time are they going to spend on, thanking the fans and whatnot, on talking about services.
And
Neo, exactly. And then how much time is going to be left for the games, for, the things that they already showed, Final Fantasy V Remaster, Horizon, the Kojima game, all these games that Sony has and all the unannounced games that they have that I'm sure it's going to blow so many people away, but I want them to have the time to show them. But anyway, we're going to come back to Sony in a second. Before, though, we've got some Call of Duty news. Again, yeah. It seems like we have some of those every few shows, every show now, apparently.
It's the season where Call of Duty news starts to roll out. It's the season right now.
That's absolutely right, yeah. And it's going to happen again when they reveal the first multiplayer gameplay and all the firsts that they can do. And it's the same every year because God knows why Call of Duty is the behemoth it is now. But it is. So yeah, and I'm excited, sort of, for Black Ops. And Black Ops 1 is coming back to our hands, at least on the Xbox side of things, because it's backwards compatible now. It's one of the games that's been requested, not specifically this one, but at least they promised a Call of Duty game was going to be brought back, and now Black Ops is. And okay, I'm glad. I'm glad to see a good game coming back. It's not the one I would have brought back though.
Which one?
Oh man, Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, me too.
Or either Modern Warfare 1 or World at War.
Yeah.
Which I was just telling you actually that I for some reason got the Arch to play. I don't know. World at War was a great game, but I mean Black Ops, it's not bad. It's got a good campaign. It's got a good multiplayer. Not as good as Black Ops 2, but I mean, I don't know. It's a good start. If this means the start of bringing Call of Duty's back as backward compatible titles, I'm in for it.
This caught me off guard a lot. First, because I didn't expect any Call of Duty to be backwards compatible this soon after the Infinite Warfare reveal and the Call of Duty 4 Remaster reveal. Yeah. I didn't expect this to happen anytime soon. So this really caught me off guard in a good way.
Yeah,
I was positively surprised. I don't think I'm gonna play it because I already played the game a lot, but I was surprised by this. And second, I was surprised by the selection by which game, like Black Ops 1, because if you ask me, a Call of Duty game from last gen to be brought back on the Xbox One to backwards compatibility, I would say Black Ops 2 all the way.
Yeah.
Mostly because, Black Ops 2 I think is the last Call of Duty game that did multiplayer excellent. In my opinion, the only Call of Duty games that have done multiplayer excellent, all of them are good, but on an excellent level, mainly for me because I play hardcore sessions mostly, are the first Modern Warfare, World of War, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 2.
Yes.
Those 4 games. So, and Black Ops was close to that, but didn't quite manage to reach that level. So I would say 100% Black Ops 2 to be the game to be brought back. And I'm surprised that it was one. However, I do think that this sets a precedent for Black Ops 2 to be later brought on the Xbox One to backwards compatibility, and that would be very cool. I would like that. But you just mentioned World of War, and that's the game that right now I want to play the most out of all the Call of Duties.
Right.
However, I think that's a game that is lost in a way that I don't think they can be able to. They won't be able to manage to get all the gaming population back on that game, to populate all the playlists to be able to justify getting that game back. I think that game is pretty much dead. Yeah. And that's a shame because I love that one. Yeah, I agree. I love that one, and I want to play that one again. But it's just that, I mean, it's impossible for you to right now go into World of War and find a match of, I don't know, Hardcore Search and Destroy, which is the game mode that you and I both play right together. And it's not possible. Even in Black Ops, I tried to play Hardcore Search and Destroy on Black Ops by the end of last year, on December, I think. And there wasn't a single match of Hardcore Search and Destroy going on. All team deathmatch, domination, free for all, the standard modes, right? Not Hardcore Search and Destroy. So that also strikes me as odd. Yeah. In why did you bring that one back? I'm intrigued to see, and I want to see if that helps the game. If right now that it's being if now that it was brought back, if there are enough players playing the game.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to actually get to. I think that bringing the game back, it's gonna actually pull enough players towards the game again, so that the game will populate once more. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I don't know if Black Ops it's the game that was gonna bring people back. I think Black Ops 2 would have been the game that definitely brought people back to play. I mean, there's still right now enough players to play the game perfectly fine. Yeah. So I mean, this would have just made the population grow exponentially with Black Ops 2. But Black Ops 1, I'm not so sure. I mean, I like that idea. I like the idea that what you just mentioned, that it's a precedent for them to bring Black Ops 2 on a later time, on a later date. But also, I'm a little wary and I'm a little concerned about how are we standing now in terms of backwards compatibility versus remasters versus new games. Yeah. Because, I mean, Infinity Ward is just around the corner, right? Infinity Ward with the Call of Duty 4 remaster. So now, later this year, they're going to taste the waters. They're going to start swimming in the remaster territories. And if it pull it off, if they happen to have big numbers, big sales, a lot of people playing the game, then I think what they're most likely going to do is just, okay, people like remasters, then let's just remaster all of the games that we've brought to them before.
Well, Call of Duty World of War remastered. You want that? Don't
exactly,
like
yeah, exactly. That's a problem because they know that people want it. They know that people are gonna buy it if they do remaster it. So I don't know. I can see them not going the free route with the backwards compatibility. I can see them going the remaster route, and that means more expenditures on Call of Duty games that could have been brought back freely in a way.
Yep.
And so I'm worried about it. I don't know if we still have a chance of having Black Ops 2 backwards compatible if they do go that route, if they do go the route of remastering games. Because, I mean, Black Ops 2 it is one of the fans' favorites in terms of things that they would buy if they got remastered, if the game got remastered at all. So, I don't know. I could see them going both ways. And
Black Ops 2 is such a freaking amazing game.
yeah.
It's one of those games that you can't believe that it's a Call of Duty game, and not because Call of Duty is bad. Call of Duty is very good. I don't get all the hate that the franchise gets because their games are good. The gameplay in Call of Duty is unrivaled in first-person shooters, I think, in what they are trying to do, right? And Black Ops 2 is such an amazing game in every way. Campaign-wise, it's awesome. The multiplayer of that game is super, super well executed, and I do kind of want to get that one back, but yeah, World of War is where my heart is right now. I want to get to play that game. And do you realize that we got from getting a Call of Duty every year to this year getting 3, three sort
in a way, yeah,
sort of 3 Call of Duty releases and re-releases, so 3 in a year at the moment.
Yeah,
maybe we
could
do get
more.
a new backwards compatibility later on the summer or whatever, and that would be interesting.
The only good thing about it is that there are only so many games they can remaster, right? They're not gonna remaster Advanced Warfare or Ghosts or maybe not even Black Ops 2, because Black Ops 2 is not really that old. It's not really something that you can remaster. I don't know how much.
It's 2012 that game.
Yeah. If you take the latest trailer for Infinite Warfare as any indication, graphics wise, it's not that much of a difference.
No.
And texture wise, power wise, what the console does with the game, there's not that much of a difference. So I don't know how would they enhance it enough for them to how would you say it, to
make it look new, right?
Yeah, to justify it.
Yeah.
To how are they going to justify remastering a game that's not even that it wouldn't be so much different remastered than it is unremastered.
Especially because Black Ops 2 looked very good.
Exactly.
Like Black Ops 2 is one of the best looking Call of Duty games. Black Ops 2 is a game that to me even compares to Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and Black Ops 3 in many ways. Yeah. Visually, it looks very, very good just by a good art direction. Like the game uses shadows and lighting very, very good to make it look modern and new in a way that, judging by Infinity Warfare's trailer, that game doesn't manage to pull that off. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm a bit worried, but at the same time, I think this is very, very good. If you have an Xbox One and you didn't play Black Ops, I think it's a game that is. I don't know what's the price. What's the asking price
right now for the game?
For the game, I have no idea. But if it's low enough, if it's cheap enough, and you haven't played the game, I'd say it's worth it. Because I don't know if that's enough for the multiplayer servers to be populated, but the campaign of the game is very good.
Yeah,
the Black Ops campaign is very, very good. One of the best Call of Duty campaigns out there. Absolutely.
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bit. Oh my god, I'm not sure of that price. I think to me I think that's a bit too much for a game that old.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $20 for the game. Absolutely. I mean, I bought that game, I don't know, like a year ago, and a new copy, because I did play it, but I didn't own a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of a collector now, so I bought the game new with Black Ops 2, both together for less than $20. So that's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's too much. If it goes if it goes lower than that, I guess that's worth it because the campaign of the game is very good. And if you're a big Call of Duty fan and you haven't played that one because you just got into Call of Duty and want to see more of Call of Duty, yeah, I think it's worth it. It's a good game. I think it's better than many of the more recent Call of Duty games. Black Ops.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, and the zombies mode of the game, I think it's one of the best ones. It's very good.
I wanted to get to that. Not just the zombies. I think every game Treyarch made, it's special in a way. I think World War, Black Ops 2, and now even Black Ops 3. Yeah, they are very, very good games. And yeah, Treyarch makes gold with everything they touch. So
Black Ops 2 is so freaking good.
Infinite Warfare used to be that. Infinite Warfare used to be
Infinity War.
Infinite War. Confusion now with the name of the game.
That's why you gotta be smart about how you name stuff,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Infinity Ward.
Infinity
Ward. No, Infinity Ward. Yeah.
IW. IW.
Infinity Ward used to be that. Infinity Ward used to be the studio that made the amazing games.
Infinity Ward used to be a powerhouse studio. Infinity Ward used to be the studio that every time you saw their logo, you were like, whoa. Yeah. Just because of two games. Yeah. Modern Warfare, because they changed the first-person shooter landscape. With one game, with Modern Warfare. They changed the industry forever. Yeah. They changed it. And then they came back with the Modern Warfare 2, and they managed to pull that off again. Yeah. They managed to just get to that bar that they themselves set up so high.
Yeah, and outdone themselves while doing it. And yeah, definitely. And
then Modern Warfare 3 came.
Yeah. Sadly. I think that era, after Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3, I think they're
the weakest.
The weakest. Yeah. Okay. Obviously not counting Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, which are not bad, but are not, in terms of multiplayer, in terms of resources put into the game. I'm not counting those, but from Call of Duty 4 onwards, I think Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 are the weakest of them all.
I don't know, because the Black Ops campaign was so special, so good.
Yeah.
That campaign to me was way better than the World War. I think Black Ops 1.
The campaign?
Yeah, the campaign to me was way better. Yeah. The multiplayer wise, no. The multiplayer, I think the multiplayer portion of the game is inferior to World War. I think so. But the campaign is so good, and also the zombies. Just the one zombies map that came with the game is one of my favorite. I can't speak. It's one of my all-time favorite zombies maps. Kino der Toten, I think was the name. The theater one, Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1, okay.
The theater one.
Yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorite zombies maps.
Man, I don't know.
Mostly because I think that's the one I played the most, and that's the one map that I'm the best at.
Right.
That's the one map that myself with a friend of mine, just two of us, we can get to round 35 or whatever. Right. Just because we got so good at that map.
Nice.
And that's one of my favorites. Modern Warfare 3, it's a weird case, right? Yes. Everybody seems to hate the game, and I don't hate it because I enjoyed the campaign a lot of the game. It was too short, I think. Was like 4 or 5 hours.
But it had potential. It had a lot of potential.
I liked that. I liked the campaign. I didn't like how that much how it ended. I think it ended on a lower note, but I had a lot of fun through it, and I thought it was dramatic enough and intense enough for me. I like that. But and the Spec Ops, that was the name of the mode, right? The Spec Ops, which were separate missions, like.
But I think those first appeared on Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I know. But they came back on Modern Warfare 3, and I thought they were very, very good.
They actually added a horde mode in Modern Warfare 3. I don't remember the name.
Survival.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was good. I liked that mode. I liked playing that mode with a friend. I thought it was super, super fun. Yeah. But the multiplayer, just the PvP didn't do that much for me. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was bad at all, but it didn't grab me like Modern Warfare did or World War.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I get why you refer to these two games as the weak links in the franchise, but I would say that the weakest games on the Call of Duty franchise are the recent ones.
You think
so? Yeah, or at least the games that really do not grab me at all. And I mean by Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and Black Ops 3. I think those 3 games, I don't know, they aren't doing that for me. They don't feel special and unique to me in any single way.
Right.
Maybe, and I know that people are gonna jump. Maybe people can jump on me, and maybe Advanced Warfare the most unique to me because it was the first one to do the first one in the franchise to do these really futuristic thing, jumping stuff. But it got old really quickly after even after just looking at it. And Black Ops 3 doesn't feel unique to me at all. Like it to me just feels more of the same. More for Advanced Warfare. Maybe a bit more refined, whatever. But it just feels bland. And the game to me looks very, very bland.
Interesting.
Like I'm not attracted to it. I'm looking at the campaign and at the reviews of the campaign. I don't care about it. I don't know. It's because if you put the name Black Ops, I expect a super interesting campaign. Like Black Ops 1 did and Black Ops 2 did especially. And I've heard I haven't played the campaign of the game yet, but every single opinion I read of the campaign in Black Ops 3 said that it doesn't live up to that in any single way.
Right.
I don't know, like although the zombies mode in Black Ops 3, that's legit.
That's what I wanted to get to.
Super good.
I think the zombies in that game just saved the game for me. Even
Maybe,
the campaign and the multiplayer. I wouldn't put it on my. I mean, again, the weakest for me are Black Ops, the original, and the and Modern Warfare 3. Yeah. But as of the latest ones, as of Ghost onwards, I don't dislike them. Again, they're all very good games. Amazingly done games. But for me, Advanced Warfare is the one that's, even though it's the most different of them all and the most unique, if you may, because they gave us the exoskeletons, they gave us the flying around and all this things that they added. I think it's also the one that's done the most poorly because I don't know. I just didn't like the movement.
Why?
I just didn't like the pacing, the jagginess of the mobility they wanted to implement. I don't think they implemented well enough. There was nothing else to really capture me. The campaign was okay. They had Kevin Spacey there, and that's a good plus, and it wasn't bad. But even then, it wasn't captured. They didn't have really any other modes that brought me into like wanting to play the game. Unlike Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, I don't really mind about the campaign. I haven't played it, and I have no interest in playing, sadly. But the zombie mode in that game...
Did you have the game, by the way?
Black Ops?
Did you own the game? Black Ops 3, yeah.
No. No. But we've played shit ton of zombies, and a little bit of multiplayer. Okay. I don't know if you have the multiplayer.
We play together locally.
Right, no, but I mean...
But online? No, I haven't.
Yeah, I've played a little, and it feels much, much better than Advanced Warfare ever did.
Why? Because
movement was fixed.
I did play Advanced Warfare at your place, the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Black Ops 3 multiplayer online, so I'm just wondering what makes
mobility.
It so
It's just revamped. It's enhanced in every way.
Okay.
It's still the flying stuff and wall running, wall jumping, crawling, and going to ceilings and whatnot, but it feels more streamlined, more like it's better done. It's hard to explain. It's just way much smoother in a way because. The thing about Advanced Warfare was that, Advanced Warfare was that they wanted to implement this boosting abilities, like you could boost left, right, back, forth, but it felt wrong in a way, like accelerating that much without really controlling your movement speed, and it felt weird. And Black Ops 3 really took that away, just stayed with you can jump real high, you can wall run, you can go to the, add verticality to the game, but they didn't went as far as to change the movement speed that much. So I think that really makes it a lot better, makes it feel a lot better. Guns and stuff have always been good, especially in Treyarch games with the Peak 11, Peak 13, with the point system. The unlockables are done really well too. Like you have a black market, you have railer unlockables, you have camos that you gotta buy with points that you earn in-game with in-game currency. There's a lot of things going on, and the game has turned really complex, but at the same time it's turned into a much enjoyable and playable experience rather than what Advanced Warfare wanted to be and achieved. So I think in that playing field, Black Ops 3 outdons Advanced Warfare by a long shot, like a mile. Yeah. Cool. And Ghost was, exactly. It wasn't bad. It was the first step into the next generation, to the 8th generation. Eighth generation.
8th gen, yeah.
And it wasn't bad, but it was more of the same, really. It was just a coat of painting on top, and that's it.
Just the small amount of time that I played that game at your place, in fact, it felt good. Like, it feels solid. It kept to the standard of quality of a Call of Duty, but it just what I played, I didn't see anything new in the game. It just felt like an expansion of new maps of Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt more the same. And to me, that's not enough to sell me a full price game. And I wanna get all three of those games, because I own every Call of Duty game except for the three recent ones, because they haven't grabbed me at all in any way. But they're still very expensive, and I don't get why. Like, Call of Duty Ghosts is still a very expensive game, and that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
It's still super expensive, and I don't know. And also, Call of Duty, to me, Call of Duty lost a lot. I lost a lot of interest in Call of Duty after they started exploiting a lot of this DLC model. To me, like, I lost it for Call of Duty a lot, because I did jump on DLC bandwagon with World of War because I just loved that game so much. Yeah. And I remember there were three map packs. There were 3 map packs on Call of Duty World War. Each of them $10, not 15. $10, and all three of them included each one 4 multiplayer maps and a new zombies map. Yeah. For $10, I think that's worth it. But these new ones are what 15?
Yeah,
15 map packs, and some of those, a few of those map packs, one of the maps is like a remake of an old map.
An older one, yeah.
And they try to justify by adding weapons and stuff like that on the packs, I think.
I'm not sure. I think that's only for Black Ops 3 though.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's why I try to care about fucking weapons.
Maybe
I don't know
the other ones.
And $15, I think that's too much. It's too much of an asking price for me for the DLC. That's only 3 or 4 maps. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not too keen on that, and they kind of lost me over there. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the Call of Duty games, these 3 games, as soon as they drop to a decent asking price for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, it's not that much of a pricing tag. For a price tag, I think it's a good price tag, especially given how much, how games have evolved and how pricing has evolved for gaming in the last decade. So I don't really mind the 15 price tag, and what I do mind is that, as you said, there's not as much content as there used to be. As you mentioned, there's like 3 real new maps and a redone map, and if it's a Treyarch game, zombies. But I go back to to World War, and we had 4 maps, new maps per map pack, and also you've got an amazing zombies map that really outdoes itself every new map pack. Like I remember Berucht, the Asylum, and it was so much better than the first one, the in-game map that it came with the game. And then Chinonuma came around, and the thing was huge, and you have so much space to run. It was a swamp, and you have so much mechanics in it. And the Rise came along, and it had teleporters, and it implemented a story, and it really just launched the zombies landscape like exponentially. It was amazing.
I remember that Chinonuma came around when we were on summer vacations. Right. I remember. And I remember very well that I woke. I'm the kind of person that when I don't have anything to do, I'm on vacation or weekends, I like to wake up at noon or later than that. I'm not the kind of person that likes to sleep.
Yep.
To sleep. And I very, very, very well remember this, that the day that Chinonuma came around, summer vacation, I woke up at like 8 a.m., something like that. Something that I don't usually do.
All right.
I woke up at 8 a.m. when I went to bed at like 4. I woke up just to download the map pack the moment it was live. It was live, and I remember just sitting there with my headset on. I think I was talking to you. I don't know if it was you and another friend of ours, Humberto.
Probably, yeah.
And we were just waiting, and the moment it went
came out,
live,
we're playing,
I downloaded it and just waiting for it to finish downloading and just play that.
Yeah. And they were so amazing that they stuck with you. I still remember everything about those maps.
Yeah, me too.
How many zombies to kill before you open the first
I
door.
can draw right now. If you give me, I can draw you the layout of
absolutely
all of those maps.
All 4 sections with how to do all the glitches to get more weapons from the machines with the perk machines.
And there was a glitch in Chinanuma where you can create an invisible wall. That's on the area where you start the game. The area where you start the game, just the second floor, the main hut. There was a glitch that you can create an invisible wall on the main stairs, and zombies could never go past it.
Yeah, I seem to remember something like that.
It was a glitch. And that was super cool.
Yeah. I remember the weapons glitch a lot for some reason.
That you could get like 4 weapons?
Yeah, you could get all the weapons if you wanted to. You just needed to have, that perk available, to have the perk machine available, and you just grab the perk, and when you have the bottle at hand and you already opened the box, just go and trade the bottle for the weapon, and now you have 1 more extra weapon. Yeah. And you could do that repeatedly, and it was great. It was awesome.
Cool. Yeah. It was super and necessary in a way because it was so difficult. Yeah,
absolutely. I even remember the piñata man on the very first room. There was some hanging dude in the ceiling that was there, and you could throw grenades at, and he would just bounce around. Yeah, there's so many things that are well done about those maps that this time Black Ops 3. It's the first time that I feel that again. I feel like these maps are really, because of the Easter eggs, because of how much they've evolved. They are re-grabbing me. They are really. I'm loving the maps. I'm really loving to do this zombies again.
Let's play again. I'm getting right now that I should play those again. Yeah. And we played 2 maps, right?
We played 2 maps. The Shadows of Evil, which is the first one, the one that comes in game.
Super good, man.
And their Eisendrache, I think. However you say that in German or in Polish or in whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in. But yeah, their Eisendrache. It's an amazing map too. And we're missing 2 more. The one that's not out yet, and one that's similar to Chinonuma in a way. It's something in Japanese or Chinese. Okay. And it's also cool. So yeah. I'm excited to play again.
Cool, awesome.
But anyway, let's move on to the next section because we stayed in Call of Duty again for a long time. Let's get back to news, and we've got some Sony news. We now know when their conference. We already knew, but they just confirmed that their conference is going to be on June the 13th. Yeah, at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is no news, right? It's as always, first day of the first Monday of the E3, probably the last conference, and it's gonna go all the way to 8 p.m. probably Pacific time. 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, and let's just wait and see what they have in store for us. Microsoft's the same day earlier, right? It's
no, Microsoft's the same day because it's June 13th is a Monday, right? Yeah. No, Microsoft's the same day.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
same day earlier.
Oh, I thought you said a day earlier. Earlier. Okay, yeah. It's the same day, but in the morning.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, as usual.
Exactly.
Nothing changes that way. Has Ubisoft said anything about their conference? No, right? Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Not about the schedule, at least.
Okay.
But I mean, we know EA Play, it's going to be around the corner, and they're not going to be stupid enough to put it at the same time as any of these guys. So it's probably going to be somewhere in between June the 13th in the morning or before 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. So definitely. I'm expecting the same time frame.
Yeah, as always. Yeah, me too. I don't see a reason why they would change it.
Definitely.
Yes. Muy bien. That's very good in Spanish. Capcom believes they should prioritize completeness, even if it means delays. And I gotta say, are you kidding, Capcom? I mean, this is not newsworthy. This is not something you need to figure out. It's not like you're in a meeting room and someone says, you know what, we should finish games before we ship them, and they're all going, oh, that's very good idea. I don't know why we haven't thought of that. That's just logical, man. That's the way things are. You don't ship a game like Street Fighter unfinished. Of course everyone is saying it's unpolished. Oh, it's not finished.
By the way, I just read that Pokken Tournament, the Pokemon fighting game for the Wii U, outsold Street Fighter 5.
I don't doubt it.
In the US.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's super, super crazy. How can you do that? That's wow.
That's very simple. You cannot ship a game without an arcade mode because that's what people play. That's what they do. They don't go online and get their ass handed to them by someone with more experience. They go into the game and they play against the CPU. They get better, and then maybe they'll go online and play against someone else. If you don't ship a game with that, that's like the most bare bone things you could do. That's the most essential thing a fighting game can do, and you didn't do that. And of course, now you prioritize completeness. That's just logical, man. I mean, God, I'm really pissed at Capcom at it. Like, yes, prioritize completeness. Good job, guys. Good job. That's very smart. Oh God.
It's been quite a time since you last went into a rant like this.
Yeah, I know. Nintendo was the last one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm right there with you. To be fair, though, this, to people like you and me, who we are gamers, right? We love this medium more than almost anything else, right? To people like you and me, it's very logical because we are the ones that buy the games. It's very logical to us.
Right.
The importance of getting of focusing on completeness of a game, but to investors and businessmen who are not to businessmen and investors behind the companies that are not behind the gaming flag but are behind the money making flag.
Right.
And I get why to those kind of people that's not as logical as it is to us. And it is the job of people like us to make that logical to them, right?
Yes.
And I fully agree with you. And that's an issue of the industry right now, that people and investors are focusing a lot on units sold and of revenue rather than on customer satisfaction.
Yeah, on quality.
Exactly.
Course. Absolutely.
Because if you solely focus on units sold out of a brand and on revenue, that's not a sustainable business model. That's a business model you can stay for 1 or 2 games maybe, and then people are gonna just get pissed off and just it's the gaming industry is maybe the one industry that I can safely say that there's plenty of options to choose from in terms of what you can buy.
Yeah.
Right now, just go on any gaming market. There's a shit ton of games that you can play.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them. So if a publisher just pisses you off once, the likeliness of you getting a game from that publisher is just decreasing because you don't need to play that game again.
Yeah.
You can just play any other thing from the competition. There's a lot of it. So if you do not focus on customer satisfaction, your business model is not sustainable. And look at the great example of CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
They are focusing on making their customers happy. And it is the one studio that made a season pass, which I freaking hate season passes. And I think that they are asking too little for that season pass. I think that $20 for Blood and Wine, it's not enough. I'm willing to pay more for that.
Yeah.
Because that's just fucking amazing. Just such an amazing expansion, amazing content that does feel as they do care about my experience as their consumer.
Yeah, and because of that, the moment Cyberpunk comes out, you're gonna be on board with it because you trust.
I may even pre-order the game.
Yeah, exactly. As a developer, as a studio,
exactly.
And that's what I mean. That's why for me it's so logical. That's why for me this is not something that's like a genius breakthrough. It's something that should be like this, and this is for everything on the entertainment industry, not just games. I mean, you don't release a movie if the movie's not done. Actually, you release a movie after you've done reshoots, after you have so much content for the movie that you have to cut it down into, for making it fit into an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever. You don't make 60, 70 minutes of a movie and then you try to fill the void with content after the movie's released. It makes no sense. Yeah. Same for a song. You don't make a song without one instrument. And then you try to sell that song with the instrument on a later date, and then apologize. Like, I'm sorry, we didn't have enough time. Make enough time. Like that.
Imagine that.
It's it's so logical. I mean, it's not something that's that times have changed, and that was left behind. It's something that's been there all along. It's not something that you've got to discover. It's not something that you got to learn. It's something that's part of being part of the entertainment industry, not just the gaming industry. So that's why I cannot understand Capcom first releasing a game that's so bare bones, so incomplete, and then second trying to come, public with things like this, like, oh, now we see that we gotta make games fully and complete again. It's I don't know. It really pisses me off.
But it's logical to you again because you are a passionate entertainment consumer. And keep in mind, and I'm not justifying these people. I'm just trying to get to a possible answer, right?
Right. Yeah.
And keep in mind that the many people that invest in video games don't give a shit about video games. They just look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Of the industry, and then that is making business, making money. Let's put some dollars in there, some bucks in there, and just get me money right now. Give me money, right? I invested 6 months ago. Why I'm not seeing any money?
Yeah,
right. Many people are like that because they don't care. They don't care two shits about technology or entertainment or media or electronics.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
And that's why this kind of stuff is happening. But I do think that the more video games are advancing culturally, because in terms of culture-wise, in our country and in the world, video games are becoming slowly more and more of a pop culture thing that lives with us, and that it's being perceived more and more as an entertainment media that everybody does and enjoys alongside movies, because right now, anytime if you go and say, oh, like I like watching movies, everyone, oh, cool. In many places you're like, oh, I play games. There are many social circles where you're gonna get the looks, right? Like you're too old for that.
Yeah,
and that still happens, but that is slowly happening less and less and less and less. And we're gonna be getting to a point where video games are on par with the movies in terms of how we culturally perceive them. And when we get to that point, we will be on a road where people that are not gamers are gonna perceive that, are gonna perceive games as a broader thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we will start seeing something different in this sense. How long is that gonna take? I have no idea. But I'm just being positive. I do think that at least Capcom is now acknowledging that they screwed up and that they must change their way of making and publishing games.
Yeah. I gotta at least give them that. I mean, in order to be better, you've got to accept that you were in the wrong, right?
Exactly,
so it's a first step, and okay, I can live with that as long as they don't screw up anymore.
And also, I mean, Resident Evil.
Oh, right, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, go ahead, get right ahead with that. I completely forgot.
So, I mean, Capcom is right now, we just talked about it, they are emphasizing completeness. And there's a sort of a rumor that Resident Evil 7, sort of a rumor, but mostly almost confirmed, not officially, but it looks like it's going to be the case. Resident Evil 7, man, it may come our way at E3. And according to some reports, it's going back to its roots, its horror roots,
which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%, and that's awesome. And also, they hired a designer behind Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, excellent,
which is
and
great news.
PT, and that is where my hopes got up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And if Capcom is really prioritizing completeness right now, I'm on board.
Absolutely, yeah. Resident Evil used to be the staple for horror franchises.
And now it's...
right now it's not anymore. It's been surpassed by so many others. But they have the potential, and they have... It's the type of property that really lends itself to being great. And actually, now that I think about it, it's one of the only video game properties that have done well in movies as well. They have a little too many movies.
Define well.
Views.
Okay.
People watching the
tickets,
movies. And
Box office.
Box office.
How you call that, right?
Yeah.
Because
attendance
the movies are are really terrible in my opinion.
Most of them are.
They're
Not all of them,
awful.
but most of them are
Really?
horrible movies. But they do
How many?
well enough.
How many there are? 5?
There are
Yeah, 5.
at least
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, because I did watch all of them, and I mean, to me, all 5 of them sucked. Like, they sucked, but they were these kind of popcorn movies. Like, there were just these movies that, it's fun, whatever. But that's it, really.
There are 6 movies.
6.
Oh, it's because the the 6th one, it's coming next year. So there are 5 right now. There are gonna be 6 soon enough. All with Mila Jovovich, which it's a good actress.
Yeah,
It's not,
yeah, she's good.
it's not bad. But yeah, there are more movies coming our way, and I mean it's at least a long-standing franchise in the video game franchise that's that's been alive in the movie industry for quite a while.
Yeah.
And that's at least there's that, right? It's good indication if there's any.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy Resident Evil in video games coming back to being a horror game, a real horror game, not just an action game, because that's what it turned into. And yeah, sign me up. I'm happy to. I'm happy to see. I think Revelations was sort of a more horror-y.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Revelations is the best Resident Evil game since 4. By far.
Right.
By far. Yeah.
But hopefully they're coming back to something like that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Very good. Very good. Let's move on to Nintendo. Our friends at Nintendo. Now
The
we're talking
big
about
N.
the big N, Mr. Mario's home.
Mr. Mario's.
We now that we're talking about expanding our horizons and film industry and video game industry, Nintendo is now considering and actually have already considered and almost approved not video games, but their franchises coming to the film industry on an animated form. And okay, that's good. I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm just concerned about execution. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But I'm okay. I trust Nintendo has the resources to do a good job with this. I think they have the resources to be a new Pixar in a way, or Pixar level of quality. So I don't know. What do you think of this? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad?
3 things. First one, about damn time, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like they do have the properties to do this, and I don't get what took them so long to get into this. Second, the first movie is confirmed to be coming in 2 or 3 years from now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's confirmed. Third, thank God it's not live action.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
They
animated.
learned their lesson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Those things. Those
Yeah,
three
because
things
the
really.
Mario movie from the 90s was very, very weird. Very, very... A terrible property. Terrible.
And Nintendo, they already tested the waters with the Pikmin animated shorts. That they released
Didn't know that.
2 years ago, I think.
Really? For
a
Pikmin
year
3?
or 2 years ago. For no, they released them
A
separately.
standalone thing? Okay.
Yeah, you can buy them on the shop on the Wii U, and I don't know if through Nintendo's website as well. But I know they're pretty cheap. I mean, they're not expensive, and they were all directed by Miyamoto, in fact.
Yeah.
And they tested the waters with that, and I think that's a good indication they can easily bring Pikmin into movies. But I'm not sure if Pikmin would be the right choice. You know what would be very cool for a movie? I think Star Fox would fit.
Yeah.
Would fit very, very nice for a movie.
Yeah, definitely. A good origin story. A good, with Fox, with James McCloud, his father, and
and a lot of action can go in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
A
Absolutely.
Star Fox movie could be very, very good. Very, very good.
I mean, the thing about Nintendo's properties is that any of their of their properties can make very good movies. Zelda, Metroid.
Do you think a Metroid movie would be...
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How? How can you make a Metroid movie? No dialogue. Just keep in mind, just silent, atmospheric. Does that suit itself for a movie?
Sure, yeah. You can make... obviously, you would have to add some, right? It's not like you're going to have a silent protagonist with every movie you make. But, I mean... Well, you can argue that Pokemon, it's not Nintendo's property, but Pokemon movies are done great, and they're not always that tight with the source material. A Mario movie would probably make the same. A Zelda movie doesn't really need to get that much away from a source material, because it does very, very good stories in there. Metroid... It's weird because it would have and it wouldn't have to, because I mean the setting is already very lendable to that. Something like Tomb Raider was in a way. You know, the lone explorer going from here and there, and you know, figuring and discovering things. But also, I think you would need to add a little bit more of character development because you know you can have a movie without that, and I don't really think that's necessary in a game. And you don't have it really in a game in Metroid games, but you don't have to, and in movies you would have to. So I don't know. There's gotta be some changes, not many, but I think it's possible. I do think it's possible.
I think you can turn Metroid into sort of like a sci-fi drama, but also I'm not sure if I want that from Metroid. Because Metroid to me is special because it's the kind of game that makes me feel alone and vulnerable in this alien unknown planet or station or whatever. And I just don't see how you can adapt that to a movie that you can make me sit there for 2 hours without doing nothing, just watching alien stuff and noises and environments and that looks cool. Because I feel that if you really translate Metroid, how Metroid, classic Metroid is into a movie, I'm gonna be more like, I want to play that, not watch it. Yeah, you know, I want to play that. I want to go there. Simons, go there. No, not that way. Go there. And I want to see what's in that hole, what's in there. So I don't know. I'm not sure about Metroid. I mean, I'm not a film connoisseur, as you know. So maybe there's a way, right? But to me, the franchise that immediately like just jumped on me as something that could be very, very cool in that sense is Star Fox.
Yeah,
Star Fox could be very, very nice, and movies. Mario could be Mario is a safe bet. Because it's just imagine having a Mario big poster thing on movie theaters. It's a character that's instantly recognizable. Yeah. How can you make a good Mario movie? I have no clue. Exactly. No idea. But it's a kind of movie that you can easily just animate, make beautiful animations, and have Mario rescue Princess Peach through the castles, and I don't know. You can make something cool, but also, I think I may feel as if I just want to play that instead of watching it, right? So I don't know. Yeah. It's difficult. I think it's a big challenge. But to me, the two franchises that really do well in movies, the first one, Pokemon. Yeah, I just mentioned that because it's proven, right? Yeah. I just think that Pokemon maybe can use a bit more of a push from Nintendo and feel as a Nintendo thing, not a separate thing. I think that could be very, very, very positive for the brand. And Star Fox. Yeah, Star Fox, definitely Star Fox.
Absolutely. And
I don't know, maybe Nintendo has a few other franchises in. Chibi Robo could be a good fit in terms of just try to compare that to a Toy Story film. Because the same size of the character. Right, you can make a good animated film out of something from Chibi Robo, I think there's potential. There's potential in there, definitely. Yeah. Even if it's not a franchise that we feel crazy about it, right? Because we haven't played any of these games, right? But it's I think it's a type of universe that can blend itself good for a Toy Story type of film from Nintendo. I think so. Yeah, that could be cool. Kirby could be good. Kirby. Yeah. Kirby could be good because it's a universe with many characters.
Even Donkey Kong could be
also
very good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Or even if you're playing with the concept of Toy Story, make a Smash movie, and there you have everyone in a single one.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're already toys in a way. Yeah. Right. So it would be interesting.
That would be good. Yeah. That would be.
Yeah, Nintendo shouldn't have much difficulty coming up with good ideas for movies. They have so many good franchises and so many good stories already there.
Many smart people in there.
Of course, yeah. Help them. Yeah. So let's wait and see in 1 to 3 years what they can come up with.
Definitely.
And be excited and be expectating.
Definitely. It's a good prospect.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on though, and let's quickly pass through this last couple of news. People Can Fly. It's a well-known studio, Polish studio, I think. Are they Polish? Let me see. Yeah, they're Polish. People Can Fly. They are the studio behind Bulletstorm, which is not that well-known, but they also worked on. I have it right here. On the Painkiller series, which is also not that well-known, but they worked on Gears of War, Judgment, which was very well-known, and a couple other. They helped with a couple other games here and there. which are big. It's a big studio, and Bulletstorm was a good game. I didn't buy it, I didn't play it, but I know it was big and was loved for within this very niche section of the market, of the player market. So they're now working on a new AAA shooter, which is always exciting, and they haven't released what it is. They're gonna say what it is until next year. The studio, though, has a very interesting history. They started out as, I assume, as People Can Fly. Then they were rebranded to Epic Games Poland, so they were a subsidiary of Epic. Then they regained independence on 2015, last year.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And since then, they've again been independently working by themselves as a studio, and they're now bringing a new game, which is a very interesting
such an interesting story of the studio.
yeah, actually, yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Very, very cool. Like that.
But I mean, this would be their first game as post Epic ownership, and I would assume that being Epic Poland in a way, a few years at least, they must have gotten a lot of very cool insights into how to develop for Unreal, how to develop this big AAA experiences. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what they can do with this. They don't really have that much of a pedigree with a lot of games, but the ones they do have good reviews. So I think they have the quality, and Poland seems to be a good testing ground for a lot of games nowadays.
There seems to be sort of like a renaissance of
in
game
Europe,
in Poland especially.
Absolutely.
That's cool. I haven't played Bulletstorm, so I don't know what to expect from them. But just judging from all the story that you just told us about this People Can Fly studio, it sounds interesting. It sounds like something that I should keep my eyes on. Maybe at E3, maybe they can show something. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be if they're planning to release the game next year, they probably have to show it somewhere sometime soon.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, let's see what they have in store for us. I hope it's something good. Moving on to a little bit more saddening news. Microsoft Studios has canceled support for Project Spark, which was, if you guys didn't know about Project Spark, was a video game creation tool in a way, where you had this ground, or this playground of space where you could build and make terrains and have characters, build stories, make different types of games. For a time there, Conquer was part of Project Spark. They made a game, sort of like a game for Spark with Conquer on it. Conquer, the Rare character, Rare the studio. But I think people really didn't got on board with it ever. Like, no one really played the thing. There was a lot of people creating stuff, but there wasn't that much people playing it. So I guess the thing was not sustainable, and that's why I think they had to cancel support for it. It's a very saddening thing. I think it was the thing had potential, a lot of potential. I think it was a sandbox for you to do whatever you wanted to do, something like what Garry's Mod is on PC. And Garry's Mod is one of the biggest game creation things out there. So it's sad. It's depressing to see this go away.
Definitely.
But I in a way, I think I understand it.
I don't know, because I did download the game, the tool, whatever, but I haven't played it. But I want to. It's on like on my to-do list, but I don't know why I never did. And now that seeing that it's gonna be gone, it's kind of depressing in a way. But also, I don't know why it didn't entice people to play it. It's maybe not enough cool stuff was made there. Maybe it may also speak for the current landscape that people just want to get and play something and not bother with creating stuff. And maybe only big ones like Mario can pull that out because it's Mario, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Mario Maker is true. I don't know. The thing had 200,000 creators doing things for the game. Yeah, and in a community there in Spark, as much as 400 games were made there, or were uploaded daily in the platform. So I mean, the quantity was there. I think that this is a weird example of something that came along when Microsoft was at its worst, when reputation, when you know, public view of the company and of the bugs was at its lowest, and as you know, as the bugs came up or resurfaced, and as things got better with time, this never did. Like this stayed on that. You know, people weren't into it because the company screwed up, and then when the company stopped screwing up, this stays. You know, this game or this tool stayed underground, and no one really knew about it. No one really cared about it. There was not much marketing for it either.
Yeah,
so
maybe I think they didn't push it enough.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, and so
That's a shame.
this is what happens. Yeah,
That's a shame, really. Yeah.
and yeah, it's saddening to see it. You can no longer download it. I think you can still play it. You can still play whatever, you know, time it's left for it to
Can you still play? Can you still download new games?
within the thing. I don't know. That I don't know.
We should check that.
Yeah,
We should
especially
check
if you
that.
want to play the latest or the last Conquer game, which I've heard it's not that bad. It's sort of stayed true to its roots in a way. If you want to play that, play it now before the thing it's closed at its entirety. But yeah, it's sad news.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to add to this. If not, we can move on.
Let's just go into our Xbox and see and say if we can still play it and we can still download stuff that was already made for it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what discontinuing means for this kind of game or platform, because it's a very interesting case. But in any way, it's a shame because it's a very ambitious tool.
Yeah,
And it's and let's see what this means for PlayStation's dreams.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Let's see what this means for that, and let's see how that one does.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that one already out?
No,
Okay,
no, it isn't.
because I remember that being announced at
A
least
long time ago, yeah.
at least a couple of years back, and
No, it hasn't.
I haven't seen anything about it ever since. Yeah, it's interesting, but I remember it being very surreal, a very different gaming experience than what we're used to. So I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's see how that does. Hopefully that does better than this. Hopefully that manages to you know, get a hold to the console and to the community, and hopefully do well, because it's sad to see these things go away, right?
I hope
this
so.
is the type of platforms that are very much inspiring and that bring inspiration, that bring initiative for players to become creators. And yeah, it's sad to see it go away.
Yeah.
One more, not saddening, I think, justice-like news. Overwatch, it's planning a game that you're really excited about, that you actually own already, right?
I pre-ordered that game. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah. I'm just so excited. I didn't care. I just got
I
it.
really think Blizzard's really doing a great job at managing this game, and this news is more indication of it. Overwatch, Blizzard is planning to ban cheaters on first offense. They're not giving any room for anyone to start messing around, to start making the game any worse for everybody else. They want it to be a very enjoyable experience, and I think that's a great thing. I think it's a great way. I mean, if you want to make a game good, then rule with an iron hammer, and really don't allow any kind of you know, evil doing within your game, because that only disrupts the experience for everyone else. So I think this is a good thing. I think it's cool.
I agree 100%. If you harass someone on the street, are you getting a second chance?
Right, exactly.
You aren't. Same thing here. And I don't think you don't have any right at all to dampen or to hurt somebody else's experience, because everybody playing the game pay for the game with their hard-earned money, and it's selfish. It's very, very selfish to feel entitled to just ruin the experience that somebody else paid for.
Yeah.
And I do think that people that go that way should be penalized and banned for the game. Yeah, I 100% agree. There's no reason at all to cheat on an online game. Like, is your life so empty?
Yeah,
To the point where you have to cheat on a game
I agree. Yeah,
to make you feel happy? Like, what do you gain by cheating on a game? Like, what's in it? You're winning because you are a loser, and the only way you can win is by cheating? Like, does that make you feel happy? And I never understood cheating that way. I do understand maybe cheating on single player stuff and screw with a game to have fun. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's something cool, right? And that's how cheats were born in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cheats were included on games. But cheating in online games, in competitive games, that's why.
Yeah,
That's just
exactly.
I don't get that.
I mean, I don't understand, and I don't condone it by any means, but I would find it more reasonable, or not reasonable, but more logical if you did it on a serious game. Like if you were competing, I mean, you would obviously deserve to get banned and then again, desbanned from any tournaments after it. But if you're competing against someone and you're competing for some sort of prize, I would understand it. But this type of Overwatch is a game you play for fun. It's something you want to have fun with playing. Something like TF2, there's not really. It's a competition, but it's happy
fun,
competition.
yeah.
It's just fun to mess around and have a team and communicate and kill the other players with the tools that you're given. There's no need for going outside of this spectrum and trying to disrupt everybody else's experience, because you're not really gonna get a thrill, because you're not on a level playing field. Everybody else is going to be either mad or angry, and they're just going to move on to the next game, and then they're going to be fine. I mean, you're just making that particular moment a bad moment for everyone, including yourself. And in that, I understand, and I see what you're saying. I don't get cheating on a game like this. I don't get cheating anywhere, but especially in a game like this. So, sure, ban them.
Yeah, I mean, I want to sound aggressive or anything, but if you really need to cheat on a game like this, you're a goddamn loser. Like, you just get alive, man. That's why do you feel the need to ruin somebody else's experience or win by cheating?
Yeah,
because you're not winning. You're just getting above another player because you aren't good enough, or you don't have the guts enough to just practice and have fun with everybody else. And I think just cheating is dishonest to yourself, to everybody else, and it's very disrespectful to everybody playing the game. And decisions like this from Blizzard make me more confident in my pre-order of the game. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Very well. A thumbs up to Overwatch and to Blizzard. Very good. Very nice. Moving on, I'm going to cut one of the two ones that are left and just talk about one. The other one we can talk about later.
Okay.
We've got a new esports association that's a conglomerate of a lot of other esports associations called the WESA or WISA or
WESA.
Yeah, which is I should have write it down. World Esports Association thing. I think it's what it stands for.
Okay.
I'll check that in a moment. WISA. I think it is.
I just love that esports is this year, just the first months of this year, esports is just becoming a monster.
Yeah.
Like, we're just getting news about esports getting bigger, about ESPN getting this esports division, about Activision getting MOG, right? And people backing and injecting money into this, and tournaments getting bigger, and prices getting bigger, and professional players getting visas.
Yeah.
And that's and a school in Sweden, I think, that introduced an esports class with academic credits at a school. That's just super cool. That's amazing. And I like that, and I can't wait for schools here to have in their options of extra academic classes and activities, have a gaming thing, as they have tennis, as they have soccer, and we're getting to that point.
Yeah.
And that's super cool, because that gives people that have different interests and different abilities an option to develop those interests and those abilities and get good and get better at what they are good and excel at that.
Sure.
And just allowing people to use what they enjoy as a way of living, as either as a passionate hobby or as a job even. That's just cool. And we as a society, we support a lot and entice people to do sports, and because it's a good activity. And yes, it is. But there are also people that prefer doing this other kind of activities of esports in this sense, and we see them still as something that is not serious, as something that it's just playing.
Right.
But I mean, soccer is playing as well. Tennis is you're playing something. And I just love that we're getting to a point where this is getting more acceptable.
Yeah.
Where allowing people to do whatever they want with their lives is acceptable.
Yeah.
And it kind of pisses me off how we are taking that long to get there. But on the other hand, I like that. I like that we are getting to that point. And this excites me a lot. Because I'm not getting into the esports thing because I don't have the time and I'm not that good in a game to be competitive in that way. But I'm all for it. And I'm all for supporting this movement and getting a spotlight for these players.
Of course, absolutely.
It was like 3 weeks ago, I think. I met a professional League of Legends player here in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be representing our state in the nationals. I think next month or this month. I don't know.
Right.
And just listen at his stories. It's so tough for this kind of people. Like just getting sponsorships, getting money to eat.
Absolutely.
It's almost impossible, but it's getting easier and easier. Not easier, but it's getting more accessible, right? And just having a space to support these people, I think it's awesome, and they should totally deserve that. I mean, if we support and put poker tournaments on TV, why don't we put League of Legends on there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't we put Call of Duty in there? Overwatch, stuff like that. Mario Kart, Smash, just put that in there. That requires ability, practice, and that's time. And that's time that people are investing. Time is the most valuable resource out of everything. And I just love that we are getting into there. And I'm very excited about this new association being formed. And I love that. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
All positive on that.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the creation of the association itself, it was a long time coming. I think it's only logical that it happened. I'm happy for it. I think it's a great opportunity, especially now looking at it like esports and esport. People in that medium, for them it's a great thing because now they're gonna have a wider variety of someone that really backs them up in terms of there are not that much disarray in terms of tournaments everywhere, all sponsored by different things. They now have a single hub where they can manage all that, and that's only good. That's only evolving esports in a way, and that's great. And I do agree that there's so many people and times have changed so much. Mm-hmm. That now there's space for different types of hobbies, for different types of passions.
It's super cool.
And it's great to see people getting not just into them, but also the rest of the people around it accepting it, because it's only part of the same, right? It's unfair to, it's unfair for a soccer fan or a football fan or a basketball fan to criticize a esports fan because they're basically the same thing, exactly. Right? And I understand that it's a taboo in a way. I understand that we're still very much in that era of, video games are for kids and playing video games. It's something that you shouldn't do as an adult, and all this type of things of these ideologies that are very much old and fading away. Hopefully,
luckily, they are.
But still present. So I think we're leaving that, and that's good. I also would think that it shouldn't be an excuse for, all those. A lot of esports and esport players are fine. I mean, they don't have problems. There's a subsection of people that really want to take that as an excuse not to do something else. Like, oh, if I can do this, like if say, what I mean to say is that you have to also take care of yourself. You're not gonna just let yourself out and say, okay, I want to be an esport player, and that's what I'm gonna do with my life, and just neglect everything else, right? You're not gonna stop studying because you want to be an esport player. You're not gonna stop doing exercise because you want to be an esport player. You have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your mind. You have to take care of so many other things. But if you want to do it and you have the passion for it, then go ahead and do it. Don't neglect the rest of your life, but focus and focalize your life and your efforts to go into that direction, right? If you want to go and be in the video game industry, then good. Do your life and do all you already have and do your hobbies and play music and do all that, and just redirect your direction towards the industry you want to be a part of. That doesn't mean you have to neglect everything else. So just a friendly reminder of, don't try to use it as an excuse for, I'm not going to do exercise because I'm an esport player, right? I'm going to neglect my diet. I'm going to neglect my pets. I'm gonna neglect my family, my etc. etc. So just have that in mind. Just playing the devil's advocate here. But yeah, and just wait patiently for the times to caught up with what the industry is today, right? As we grow up, as our generation, which is pretty much the gaming generation, grows up and it starts getting to those, power positions and those important positions in the industry, in every industry, video games and gaming is going to be way more accepted, way more normal, just a normal thing, just like movies were at its time, and they are now the most normal thing there is, right? Just as radio was, at its time, just like writing novels was at its time. So just we gotta wait for the times to cut up, and hopefully in the future we're gonna have gaming being such a normal thing and such a we will, yeah, we're getting there, a custom thing that we have daily, that Absolutely. It's not gonna be a news. Yeah, and I'm happy for this. I'm happy for the association, and I'm happy for esports that Absolutely. They're now on ESPN. That's a very good thing. That's a very, very cool thing. Just next to poker, right? If they have poker at ESPN, why not gaming? Why not
League of Legends? Call of Duty,
yeah, especially when it's a type of thing and place category that fills stadiums and that fills that has millions of views
to watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. They even have more rating than some of the other sports out there. So it's good to see this. It's good to see people and times changing. Hopefully we'll see them change more in the times to come. And for us, that's about it. That's about all we have for the show today. Thank you guys for watching.
Just quickly before wrapping this up, just very quickly back to your point. That's you're spot on with that. This is work-life balance, right? You shouldn't neglect and don't take in avoid care of other parts of your life, your body, your mind, your relationships, right? Yeah. That applies to anything. How many times have we seen an athlete that just opens his mouth and speaks, and we're like, oh,
yeah.
Because they neglected their mind, their studying and that stuff. That applies to everything, really.
Absolutely.
And that's something that we must keep in mind always, and take care of ourselves in our lives. But I'm very, very, very positive on this esports thing, because it requires a different set of abilities, maybe than playing soccer, for instance. So one is physical, the other one is more mind and coordination, right, between your eyes and your hands and stuff. But at the same time, all sports, including esports, do require the same set of disciplines, of teamwork. They share a lot of common ground that we often overlook, because we only see a guy kicking a ball versus a guy clicking a mouse or a button on a controller. But behind all of that, there are a lot of disciplines and practices that are common ground for both of those things: communication, teamwork, persistence, that kind of stuff. That I think, in my opinion, is the most important thing if you want to become either an athlete for either a physical sport or an esport. Yeah, and that's. I like that this is getting some recognition.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You spot on. The amount of hours that a lot of people don't see it, but the amount of hours that these esport players spend practicing and spend enhancing and honing their abilities, it's tremendous. It's really on par with any other sport out there.
The guy that I talked with, he told me that he played on the least at around 12 hours a day. Yeah. The least. I was like, oh shit, that's a lot.
A lot. And you gotta take, this is gaming that's not necessarily, I mean, they obviously love it because that's what they like to do, right? But it's not the type of gaming that you do for fun. It's the type of gaming that you do because you got to get better, because this is the means for living that you're having now. So it sounds like, oh, he plays 12 hours. Ooh, poor guy. But in reality, it is. It's just like any other job. It's just like any other practice.
Like a soccer player.
Exactly, yeah. And you're going to get hurt every now and then. Your eyes are going to be melting at some point. Your body is going to be fighting it back because you're sitting all day. You have to obviously have some other type of exercise afterwards because you cannot neglect yourself. This is part of what I was saying earlier. So yeah, it's not something that you should look down to. It's something that it's really inspiring in a way. It's really really hard work what they do. So it deserves the recognition. It definitely deserves the recognition. And yeah, hopefully we'll see that more and more over time.
Yeah,
and yeah,
very confident.
I'm expecting the next world championship of something that's front and center in ESPN or in Fox Sports or wherever.
Definitely, that will happen.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's a very interesting future. I think. Future. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that any other sport is gonna go down, right?
No.
It means that there's just gonna be one other thing that you can watch
because the crowd is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, let's wrap things up. We had a long show again this week.
Yeah, we kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have a couple games coming out. Some of them are small, some of them are huge, humongous games. Let's start with Overwatch, the big boy, the big guy. You, Mr. Adolfo, you already have it pre-order.
I'm super pumped for this game, and I just realized that it's coming out next week.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. May 24th, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm going crazy over this one.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped.
Absolutely.
Super pumped for this game.
Blizzard made an amazing job with this, and yeah, I'm really excited to see it coming out. For Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it on a discount on Amazon.
Good, cool.
I'm so pumped.
Nice.
I'm so pumped for this one.
Yeah, if you want to play here with my friend Adolfo, just add him on your PSN and PlayStation Network. I'm gonna get the game, not now, but soon, hopefully. Yeah. One of these days. I don't know yet if I'm gonna get it for the Xbox or if I'm gonna wait and buy the PS4 and then just buy it for the PS4 afterwards.
We should also wait on this cross-platform play.
Of course,
if they pull that off by E3, maybe we can get some news. I don't know. It's still up in the air, but I think it's a reality. And yeah, I mean, I'm just so excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. On PC only, Total War Warhammer, which is
kind of a big one.
Yes, yeah, I know it.
For PC,
it's a real-time strategy, right? It's I'm not much into RTSs, but I know this is a big one and that it's got a long pedigree of good games, and so people are really excited about it. And if you're into it, go right ahead. It's coming out next week too. And finally, one that I found interesting, because this one is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, Mutants in Manhattan.
Is this a one by Platinum?
I think it is, yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, let me check. But I do think it is. Now that you mention it, I hadn't thought about it before, but I just now realized that, Platinum was working on a game.
Is this a 4-player co-op Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game by Platinum? If that's the case, wow, man, this is big. It's a big one.
This is a Platinum game.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and
that soon, really?
Yeah.
Crap! This game just slipped away my radar.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it slipped away a few months back. So it's been around here and there for a while now, and. Yeah, very interesting to see it. And even more interesting, it's one of the few remaining games that is still 7th and 8th gen releases.
Yeah.
Going to Xbox One, PS4, PC, Xbox 360, and I think I forgot to put it here, but it's PS3 as well. Yeah.
That's odd.
Yes. Let me check just real quick if by any chance is it coming on Wii? Or Wii U, rather?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
No. PS4, Xbox One, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. Yeah, not Wii.
Not Wii U. Yeah.
Sadly, but
kind of expected by now.
Yeah. Hopefully this changes after E3 if they do announce something. Oh no, they're not gonna talk about NX. Well, whenever they do announce NX, hopefully this changes.
Yeah. Shit. Okay.
What are we playing, my friend? What are you playing right now?
We played a ton of Black Ops 3 Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that. Yes. 2 full nights.
Yeah.
Right? No.
Yeah. Because we
a night and an afternoon. Yeah.
2 different.
2 full days. Almost 2 full days. 2 different maps. A lot of that. And I played some Alan Wake.
Oh, cool.
Because I expected to have the game finished by now, but on the weekend I wasn't at my home, at my place on the weekend, because I had other stuff outside my place to do, some social stuff,
Oh.
And
cool.
so I wasn't on my home to play the game. I couldn't keep playing the game, but I did play some Alan Wake yesterday and
Nice.
the day before yesterday, I think. Yeah. I've been playing a bit of it during the last 2 days, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Perfect.
A lot. It's an excellent game. Very creepy.
Yeah.
And it did make me scream once yesterday, but I mean a good scream.
Nice.
Like it scared me. It got me once, like very, very good.
Cool.
Like, I almost dropped my controller when I was playing.
Nice.
It caught me off guard once, and I just stopped for a moment.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I've been playing. What have I been playing? Of course, with you.
Black
Ton
Ops
of
3
zombies. Lots
Yeah.
of zombies.
Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
it's and we were mentioning it last time. You really get the itch to keep playing. Like you finish playing that night or that the moment you finish.
And you're tired.
You're tired and you don't want to know anything about zombies anymore, and you just want to give up. But after a while, like
The
a
next
day or
day,
two,
the next day.
you're really itching for more,
Yeah.
and that's cool. It's
Yeah.
it's a sensation I haven't had for a long time
Yeah.
now with Call of Duty Zombies. So yeah, very very interesting, very cool. What else? I've been playing Netflix on my one. I think that's about it. I didn't play Halo this week. I
Fallout?
didn't play
No.
Fallout. I didn't.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
final,
Yeah. But I'm done. I'm finally done with school. So I'm gonna have more time to play things now. Hopefully.
Hey, you know what? You should play now the Witcher expansion, the first one.
Yeah.
Hearts of Stone.
Yeah.
Because the Blood and Wine is coming
A
in
week and a half away.
a bit less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, and Blood and Wine isn't that short of an.
Yes.
I mean, Hearts of Stone isn't that short of an expansion. So I don't know. I recommend you to
Yeah.
try
getting,
to get that as ASAP.
Yeah. We'll do. And that's it, guys. That's it for this week's show. This week's episode.
Yep.
We are done. And it was a good show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Adolfo, for being here as always. And I guess thank myself for being here too. Thank you for watching the show on YouTube or listening to it on iTunes or TuneIn through Enlace Tech. If you enjoyed your time with us, please like the video and subscribe to Gaming Frontier on YouTube. Share it with your friends if you liked it. We appreciate all of your support, be it by email, be it by comments, be it by your likes, your thumbs up, your thumbs down too. We're very happy to interact with you guys on Facebook and on Twitter. Please do so. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we got our first thumbs down on the Quantum Break review.
On the Quantum Break review, yeah.
On one of our best videos. Whatever. It's cool. It had to happen one day.
Yeah, it's okay.
And it's awesome. It's interaction, and we do like that. Yeah, thanks so much, guys, for sticking with us, and we'll be bringing you, as you mentioned, another episode next week, as always. And next week, okay, by the time we record the next episode, Overwatch is gonna be already here.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That's right.
Yes.
Right. Hopefully you get it though before we record.
I don't think so, because Mexico and shipments
Shipping,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so, but whatever.
It's gonna be on its way at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, by next week, I should have it by the end of next week on my hands.
Hopefully you do. All right. You can always reach us, guys, on Twitter at _gamingfrontier and on Facebook as facebook.com/gamingfrontierentertainment. If you have any questions you'd like to answer us for us to answer on the show, you can send us an email to gamingfrontier.contact@gmail.com. We'd like to thank Tecnológico de Monterrey, Isaac Estrella, who is our guy behind camera and behind controllers. Thank you, Isaac. Thanks as always. For making this possible. Head over to our channel on YouTube to watch more gaming content published regularly. We're going to bring you some more content coming soon. Stay tuned for that. And thank you so much, guys. Remember to always keep playing.
Overwatch.
See you guys next week.